ashamed of. And then David decides that he's going to solve the problem and he's going to murder her husband Uriah. And he's this destroyer. He's finally confronted with what he's done by the prophet Nathan, and he says this psalm. And it's talking about forgiveness, but I want to be careful, especially when we're talking about such heavy stuff today, like the death of 70,000 people. Sometimes Christian nations there's not such a thing as a Christian nation, but a nation that's culturally Christian will often use the narrative of forgiveness to excuse injustice and to roll on with the program unchanged and continue to commit injustice. So I don't want to talk about that consequences aren't there. David in his own life had consequences down the line. Later on in his own children, there was murder and death and sexual assault among his own children. The consequences didn't go away. But what he's talking about is after he's done this, after he's destroyed, can he live in community again? Can he choose to live a new way and a new path and live in hope? He says, I've sinned against only you, God. And that may seem like he's missing the point. Like, you sinned against Bathsheba. You sinned against Uriah. You sinned against everyone. He says, I've only sinned against God. And what I think he's talking about is Thomas Merton in another essay. He once said that everybody, each of you, each individual, bears the image of God. But not only do you bear the image of God, you bear a unique image of God. And what that means is if you did not exist, and if I did not exist, we would be without the knowledge of a unique aspect of God. That's how important you are. And so what he's saying is, when I attacked Bathsheba and when I killed Uriah, I attacked a unique image of God. And he's talking about how am I reintroduced in the community. He says, purge me with hyssop. And I won't go into all the historical details, but that was a ceremony used when someone was exiled with leprosy and they're apart from community and they're brought back in. He's like, can I come back? Can I go from destroying to living amongst people again? Can I go from taking things away to giving life? And despite our heavy history, I believe that we can. Yesterday, I got to be with some people that were trying to remember this heavy action, this heavy tragedy, but also hope. And it was so amazing to see these wonderful people that have committed their lives to stopping this, and the community and the fellowship and the love that they have amongst each other. And it was really cool to walk down the streets of Oak Ridge and see, even though we were a small crew that day, like so many people honking. And, we sometimes have peace vigils outside of Y12. I'm used to people like shouting and honking and cursing at us sometimes. But these people were honking in support. So many people want to live in a new story and a different story and live the life. And I believe that's possible. I believe whatever things are in our past as a community or as individuals where we have lived destructively, that doesn't have to be our story. That we can choose life. And I know that the problems right now going on seem so massive and so huge, but I have to live in the faith that if you change your story, and I change my story, and we meet another person that changes their story, and another person that changes their story, that makes a difference. That we can move toward life. We can remember tragedy, but we can move from destruction to life, and we can live in a new way. Amen.